Get ready for rock and roll trivia. Which classic rock album is sometimes said to be a soundtrack to The Wizard of Oz? Some fans insist that Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon lines up perfectly with the 1939 film The Wizard of Oz, producing moments where the film and the album appear to correspond with each other. Pink Floyd drummer Nick Mason told MTV in 1997, "It's absolute nonsense. It has nothing to do with The Wizard of Oz. It was all based on the Sound of Music." What did Queen vocalist Freddie Mercury attribute his enhanced vocal range to? Mercury was born with 4 extra teeth and attributed his enhanced vocal range to this. He refused to have his teeth fixed, fearing it would affect his vocal ability. What band's lead singer is credited with popularizing stage diving? There are earlier cases of performers throwing themselves into the crowd, but in the early 1970s, stage diving became a regular occurrence for Iggy Pop of the Stooges, and he is often credited with popularizing the practice. Who is the only member of ZZ Top who doesn't have a beard? Ironically, the only member of ZZ Top who doesn't have a beard is drummer Frank Beard. Which Beatle crossed Abbey Road barefoot? In the late 60s, the rumor started circulating among Beatles fans that Paul had died in a fiery car crash. Because they didn't want to impact the popularity of the band, naturally the other Beatles hired a McCartney look-alike to replace him. But the band felt bad lying to their fans, so they started leaving clues in the album artwork to tip them off. One such clue was the cover of the Abbey Road album, in which Paul crosses the street barefoot. Because the dead need no shoes. Who once kicked Jimi Hendrix out of his band? Little Richard felt nothing should distract from his star power, and Hendrix was just so distracting with his eccentric style and guitar skills. How many encores did Elvis Presley usually give? Elvis never gave an encore at his concerts. Instead, the lights would come up and an announcer would say, "Elvis has left the building." What English rock band produced 3 legendary guitarists, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton? The Yardbirds started getting some attention on the burgeoning British rhythm and blues scene when they took over as the house band at the Crawdaddy Club in Richmond, succeeding the Rolling Stones. They would expand into pop, pioneering psychedelic rock and early hard rock, but are best known perhaps for starting the careers of 3 of rock's most famous guitarists, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck, all of whom ranked in the top 5 of Rolling Stone magazine's list of top 100 greatest guitarists. Which goddess inspired the Rolling Stones logo? Known as Tongue and Lips or Hot Lips, the band's famous logo was created by art student John Pask in 1970. While Jagger requested the likeness of the Hindu goddess Kali, often depicted with a very pronounced mouth with the tongue sticking out, Pask ended up using the frontman's own mouth as his template for the signature logo. The Doors got their name from a book by which author? The band took its name from the title of Aldous Huxley's book The Doors of Perception, itself derived from a line in William Blake's The Marriage of Heaven and Hell: "If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite." How many questions did you get correct? Go ahead and leave us a comment. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel, so you'll never miss any of our future rock and roll trivia episodes. And thanks for playing.